Hey guys, Mike with Worship Bass Workshop. Today is Thursday. Usually it is my cover video day, but I'm going to take a couple weeks, maybe a few weeks off of the cover videos. I got hit with this copyright strike on my most recent cover video that you haven't seen because it was removed, and I really don't know why. I've been doing cover videos for quite some time, and this one went out. Maybe it was because it was a newer song, I'm not sure. But I'm going to have to check this out because it's a pretty serious thing if you get too many of these copyright strikes. So like 3 and then you're out. So I don't want to risk that. So today I'm going to shift to do a tutorial off of one of my cover videos, which was Lion and the Lamb, did a few weeks ago. And we're going to just look at some of the licks that were done in that song. So go get your bass, come on back, and let's work on Lion and the Lamb. Okay, so this first lick happens at about, I think around 151, 150, somewhere around there on the video. And it's just very simply, we're doing these 16th notes on the E. Okay, so it's just this little hammer-on. Okay, so I have a click here. Let's look at this first lick, which is about 75. Turn that up so you can hear that on the recording. So we're doing these 16ths on E. This is around 150 on the video, about 150 mark. So we're on E. Okay, again. Now, let's slow this down and show what this is going to do in real time. We're going to go down to about, we'll go down 20, so we'll go down to 55, okay? Okay. So I'm doing a hammer-on there. The little technique here is just a hammer-on. So I'm playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and hammer-on. So one of those is going to be a hammer-on instead of a pluck. Okay, so for this next lick, which follows the first lick, we're going to do, it's the same kind of rhythm. So whereas the first lick was, okay, the next lick is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. The trick is you have this slide that's going up 5 frets. So you got, you know, it's a 4 fret spread, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going from the E, which is the 7th fret on the A string, up to the 11th fret of the A string. So it's an E to a G sharp. And so that's the first thing you're going to do. And you're going to do that with your index finger. I'd recommend the index finger because you have kind of a wide range to cover here on this lick. Okay, so you have the E. We're just going to walk through it without any timing. It's going to go E, G sharp, and then D sharp, which is the 13th fret of your D string, C sharp, 11th fret of the D string, and then 9th fret of the D string, which is a B. Once again, it's a fast slide, so you're going. So it's a good practice, and this slide technique can carry over into other songs as you're shifting from note to note and doing different fills, creating different fills. You can get your slide technique worked in really well, and this is good target practice for those slide techniques, okay? Because you're targeting this G sharp from the E. So, and when you're doing it that quickly, you got to make sure you stop. You don't want to overshoot it, or undershoot it. It's going to sound terrible. So just kind of work at that. Work at it with a slow metronome. All right, so I got this at 55, and we're going to go 16th. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. All right, that's the first lick, right? Now the second lick. Just do this over. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So you see that slide, that G sharp slide is going to happen on the E of the 3. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and that's held for an extra beat, for an extra 16th note. That C sharp is held for an extra 16th note. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Okay. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a yeah, counting these 16th notes really drives me crazy sometimes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, okay. So you're holding that C sharp just one extra 16th note. And you can feel it as you do it. Hopefully as you do this song, you can feel that hold and you don't really have to count it. But counting out is very helpful, and learning how these notes fit into the count is essential, especially if you're just learning a lick, if you're just new to these rhythms. It's good to really learn how to count. Use the metronome. Keep it in your back pocket, all right? But use the metronome to help you with these licks, okay? So that's the first lick. All right, so those are the 2 licks there. Now let's move on to a couple other licks I added. Okay, so now another lick. This is a lick that I throw in on this cover video. And this happens if you have the tabs. By the way, my tabs are available for this song on worshipbassworkshop.com, and it will be the tab, or tabs, tab on the website. Now, I'm doing a bunch of changes on my website, and hopefully by the middle or end of August, I'll have a brand new website, a little more user-friendly, I hope. And what you'll have there is you have well, it looks like this. It'll look like this here. So we got the tabs for the song right there. Tabs with the lead sheet. And this will be measure 57. On the video, it is at time marker 228, 229, something like that. And this is coming right off of a measure. We're riding on G sharp, which is right here on the 4th fret of the E string. Still doing the 16th notes. And if we count these 16th notes as groups of 4, think of them as groups of 4, then we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then the second measure, that measure 57, we do one group of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 E and then this lick begins on 2, on the quarter note 2. So 1 E and 2. Oops, sorry. All right, so here we go again. Okay, so that's how it's going to go. It'll be, and let's walk through that. It is 2 hammer-ons, 9th fret to 11th fret on the E string, then 9th fret to 11th fret on the A string. And then we go to the 9th fret of the D string and slide down to the 8th. And then we just do a toggle between, or we just play between the 9th fret of the A string, 8th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the A string again, and then we hit this. All right, so sounds like I need a neck adjustment here. So it'll be, and you're hitting that D sharp there on the right here. We're hitting the D sharp, the 7th or the 6th fret of the A string. We're hitting that on the upbeat. So, and if we count these as 16th notes, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. Okay. Okay, so another way to do this lick and to work it in with the 16th notes is to use your metronome, but turn your metronome up to a fast tempo, such as I'm going to use 170 here. And you hear this? So we're going to count each of these as 16th notes. So we'll be counting like this. Here we go. 1 E and 2 E and so nice and slow to get this lick going here, okay? We're going to start at measure 56 where we're doing 4 beats, 16 16th notes of G sharp. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and okay, so let me count that again. Here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and then measure 57. Measure 57, we're going to start with one group of 16th notes on the G sharp, 1 E, and then that lick is going to start next. And here we go. We're going to once again, we're going to slide from the 4th fret all the way up to the 9th fret here, okay? And we're going to go 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11. Now these are hammer-ons, okay? So you pluck, hammer, then you slide down from the 9th to the 8th on the D string. And then you're going to hear how long. We're going to hold this D sharp here for 3 16th notes. For 3 16th notes. On the tab, it's noted as a dotted 8th note. So you'll see the 16th note with connected to an 8th note with a dot. And what that is, that's counted as, sorry, there's a bug flying around here. So what's happening is you'll have, and you'll land, when you hit that E, it'll be on the 1 of measure 58, okay? I hope that's clear. Let's do this in context with the clicks. We're going to start at measure 57. So we're going to do a whole 4 beats of measure 57, then start with that lick. Or we're going to start at measure 56, move to measure 57 where that lick is. Here we go. 56, 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2. So do you hear those 3 16th notes when we're holding that D sharp? Once again, on measure 56. 3, 1 E and 2 E and 3, 57, 4 E and 1 E and okay, once again, 1 E and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and 57, 1 E and okay. Now I hope that helps. So next we're going to move on to one other lick that is very similar to this one. Okay, this last lick is at around 4:05 on the video. It's right at the end, after the bridge, everything's driving. And the good thing about this lick is it's nearly identical. Well, it is identical to the lick we just did, but it's just an octave up. So once again, back to my octaves tutorial. When you are looking for something different to do or to change a dynamic, changing the octave sometimes is your answer. So do the same lick, but just an octave higher. And keeping a same theme, you'll see that sometimes happening with melodies. You'll see it happening with other bass lines or other lead or solos, whatever. Singers do it a lot. So this is just a way to change the dynamic of what you're doing. I didn't have to create a new lick. I just did the same lick, but an octave higher. Okay. So where is this? This on the tabs is measure 93, and it's the same kind of count, except now you are using measures or frets 16 through 18, and then 16 and 15. In fact, I have to do a correction on the tab on that. I just recognized I'm going through this. So once again, we're on the G sharp. Okay, so now we're up here on the G sharp, and we're going to go. Remember, this is the 12th fret. The double dots here is always the 12th fret, so that's just kind of a good way to reference things. Then you got 14, then you got 16. So you got 16. Same deal. You're hammering on, pluck and hammer, 16, 18, pluck and hammer, 16, 18. And then we go from 16 to 15 and slide down. And we go 16 on the D string, 15 on the G string, 16 on the D string again, and down to 13 on the D string. And that is that's our D sharp. But instead of going to the high E sharp, we're going to come down to the low, or to the high E, we're going to come down to the low E. So once again, a little more slide target practice. Help you out there. So practice that slowly with the click again. All right, or practice it with the click again. I'm not going to use the click here because you kind of know what's going on. But practice with the click on all of these. If you're having any difficulty, sometimes you might just be able to get these no problem. But remember, when you're doing these kind of licks, when you're doing whatever you're doing, you are really teaching your fingers how to dance. All right? Really, that's what's happening. Your fingers are moving, and they're moving about your fretboard to a rhythm, and they're doing these moves, they're doing these slides, these little taps, these little whatever it is, and you're really teaching your fingers how to dance. Okay? So, man, I got to quit doing these videos in the morning or change my routine or something. I don't know. But here we go. All right, now there I pulled off, and that's fine. If you'd rather pull off, the fingering you do for these licks is really up to you. But make sure, my recommendation is to do a fingering that you are comfortable with and that you can consistently do every time you do this lick, because it's something that will register in your brain and work with your muscle memory there. So the more consistency you can place on your licks, on your whatever songs you're doing, the more consistent fingering you could do, the more automatic it's going to become for you as you play these things. And you're going to have to think less, you'll be able to worship more, just play with freedom and play with the passion that you really want to play with, right? So that is the key, in my opinion. Learning the song, learning it with consistent fingering, really getting it hammered into our memories, and then we are just free to play and have a blast, all right? So I hope you have a blast playing this song. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and head on over to my website from time to time. Check out, see what's going on. I'm going to be posting some devotional blogs as time goes on here. I got devotional videos I'm going to be doing as well to kind of help us, I hope, connect our music, what we do as worship musicians and worshipers. Okay, so I hope that helps. Until next time, this is Mike Brandenstein with the Worship Based Workshop. Thanks for watching.